Right, so I'm back with another video, and today I'm basically just going to be going through how I've stayed motivated in the gym. So I've been going consistently for the last basically just under 3 years now. I've gone probably 5-6 days a week for the whole time, give or take a few small things I've gone wrong along the way. Stay motivated through lockdowns, A levels, everything. I've carried on going, and I'm going to be sharing my secrets. Well, not so secret anymore, but secrets of how I've done it. So if you find this video useful, please like and subscribe. It will help me massively. It'll help me to grow my channel, get out there, get some exposure. And secondly, if you can, please follow my Instagram, which is this lovely page here, which I'll link in the description. It will help me massively. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing I'm going to cover is to get yourself a training partner. It may not seem like it'd be that much help, but you'd be surprised as to how many benefits there are to having someone to go with you. Unless you're someone that gets distracted very easily, because I've done it myself, you can end up just talking for ages at the gym and not getting much done, and your sessions can take hours. But if you find the right person and you're both willing to work, it gives you someone, firstly, it gives you someone to turn up to the gym to. If someone's relying on you and you're relying on someone else to go to the gym, then it's far more likely that you're not going to back out of a session. So you're sitting there really tired one evening, but you know you still got to go to the gym. If you know someone is there waiting for you, then you're far more likely to go to the session. Then when you get to your session, if there's someone there standing there watching you do your sets, you're far more likely to push yourself. They can help you to push yourself. You can motivate each other. You can get so much more out of your sessions if someone else is there. With that being said, if you do get distracted really easily, then maybe it's not the best thing for you. But for a lot of people, the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks of having a training partner in that respect. The next thing I'm going to say is about discipline. You're going to want to try and stay as disciplined as you can, as easy as it is just for one evening for you to sit there and think, oh, I'm not going to go this evening, it won't really make a difference. No, you're correct, it won't make a difference. But what will make a difference is the fact that one day will turn into 2 days, or it could very easily turn into 2 days. And then you'll think, oh, you know what, I might as well just wait till next Monday. Next Monday comes, and what do you know? You're still sat on your sofa, you still haven't gone to the gym. You leave it a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, and by the end of it, before you know it, you've just got completely out of your routine. You're losing gains, you're unmotivated, and it all falls apart. So my number one biggest piece of advice is don't let anything slip at any point. It's much easier if you keep everything consistent and consistently carry out everything as you should. But if you don't, and if you do mess up a day, or you do fail to eat your calories in one day, don't just wait to get back on the horse. Keep going. Just write off that day, put it in the past, start the new day fresh, and make sure you carry on as you intend to go on. Because as soon as you start missing days or multiple days or weeks, it all unravels, and before you know it, you will end up just not going to the gym. You'll start losing gains, and you'll start losing all your hard work, and that is not where you want to be. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure you set goals. You're going to want to set, basically you're going to want to set like small goals, maybe for next week or in a couple of weeks time. Then you're going to want medium length goals, which are going to be sort of maybe a couple of months or 3 or 4 months. And then you're going to want your long-term goals. So you're going to want, if you just set long-term goals, say a goal in 3 years time, it's so easy to lose sight of that in what you're doing. It's so easy to start focusing on in the long term when that's not going to help you at all. You're far more likely to succeed if you're working towards a goal next week. You can split that up into day by day, complete each day, write it off, that's out the way, and then you take on the next day. Slowly walk towards your short-term goals, set more short-term goals, build up to the medium-length goals, and then you can have your long goal or whatever goal you'd like to eventually achieve in the distance. It's so unrealistic to sit here if you've never touched a weight before and say you want to step on an Olympia stage, or you want to put on 30 pounds of lean muscle, or that's such a long-term goal away. It's going to take you such a long time to achieve that, and you've got all that time in the middle where you could just lose sight of it and lose motivation. You're far more likely to set small goals. Say, for this week, I want to eat all my meals exactly right. I want to eat all my calories. I want to train all my sessions. I don't want to skip any sessions. I want to get these specific lifts. I want to get these reps. And then maybe in a few months' time, you can have a target weight if you're increasing your weight or bulking, or you can have a target bench press you want to get to, which could be 10 or 15 kilos heavier, especially if you're starting. That's quite a good way to track progress. And then you obviously can have your long-term goal, but keep that in the distance. Don't focus on that all the time, otherwise you could end up just becoming unmotivated. The final thing I'm going to say is this is a massive, massive motivator. Well, there's two things that sort of come into this. The first thing, which could destroy any motivation you have, it goes both ways really. Looking at other people on Instagram or fitness influencers on Instagram who have been either training for years and years and years on end, they've put their whole lives into it and have got ridiculous physiques. Looking at those can go either way. It can provide you motivation, or it can just destroy your motivation because they're so far ahead. This sort of ties in with the previous goal. Don't have a goal to look like someone like this, because if that's your end goal, number one, everyone's different. You may not end up looking like that anyway. Number two, there's a high probability that they could just be using PEDs or performance enhancing drugs to have obtained that physique, which means it is unattainable unless you end up doing that. And number three, especially when you're new, that's so far away, it's so easy to just lose motivation in that time because it's going to take you such a long time. It's going to take so many hours of work you're unlikely to stick with that as an end goal. So don't use that as an end goal. With that being said, it can also provide us a massive motivation if you are devoted and you really want to look like, say, any individual you've seen on Instagram or something. That can be a massive motivator. It can be good, but it all can also go bad. So just be careful, because that can go both ways. Tying into this, I would also definitely recommend you take pictures before you even start doing any workouts. I wish I had loads more photos and videos from my early days of training, like in the first few months of me training, because now I don't really have that. I've got maybe a couple of videos and a couple of photos from when I started, so I don't really have much to compare to. But that is a massive thing. Take photos as you go along, especially from when you start, because looking back at your photos, like this is where I started and this is where I am now. This is almost enough motivation just from these two photos to carry on going, doing my sessions, eat my meals, and I assure you that will probably be your biggest motivator. Just be careful, because you're much better off comparing yourself to where you started, because you'll always have improved, than where you want to be in 5 years' time, because that's so much harder to obtain. You're always going to get motivation from seeing where you've come from, probably more so that than just looking at highly unobtainable physiques anytime soon, if at all. So just bear that in mind when you're looking online, and definitely keep a little folder of photos as you go along that you can look back to, because I assure you, month on month, week, even probably week on week, you will see progress, and this will be a massive motivation to keep going. So that's basically everything. They're the main points that I sort of use myself to stay motivated, what I sort of bear in mind when I'm doing all this fitness stuff. It's not easy to stay motivated, but it's definitely possible. That sort of stuff has worked through lockdowns. Like, I've gone both ways. Like, I've gone through high levels of motivation, low levels of motivation, in which case you have to use discipline to get through it. But all in all, those tips do work. They have helped me a lot. So I hope they help you. If this video has been useful for you at all in any way, please drop a like and subscribe, just to help the algorithm. Obviously, please follow my Instagram. I've got daily tips and motivation on there to help you as well. And then finally, if any of you are looking for a training plan or just need some extra help or structure to your gym sessions, then I will drop a link in the description for my website, which has a couple of training plans on there. I'll be making a few more soon, but for now there's 2 training plans on there. So take a look at those. And if you'd like to buy one of those, they are great. They do work. I promise you that. That's everything for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it useful. And I will see you in my next video soon.